My name is David McCoy. I've been in lending with Tucker Mortgage for just over 15 years, been 20 years lending. But there's a couple big reasons why I got into rental properties and being a landlord and an owner. Number one, in the real estate business, we come across properties all the time that we think, wow, this would be a great rental, it's in a great neighborhood, the price is right, where we could buy it, you could definitely make money, maybe buy one, rehab it, and then rent it, or turn around and flip it. So I've done a lot of all of that. One of the main reasons I got involved was I'd invested in a local company, which I won't mention their name, but there's a famous baseball player, Jose Canseco, that has a very similar name to this company. And one day, the stock that I had and had invested was worth zero. And I was like, I am never going to have an investment again that's going to go from X to zero overnight. I thought, well, real estate, although the values could drop, I don't think you're ever going to see a house price go to zero. And even if it does, you can still probably rent it and cash flow. So that's what I was looking for. The other main reason was wake-up money. I wanted to have wake-up money where you can get out of bed, walk to your mailbox, get your mail, and come in and open up checks. Jim Jackson, I don't know, some of you may know, who is a Tucker agent. He was a manager at Suburban North when I had started with Tucker in 1997. He's one that I kind of used as a mentor to help get in the real estate business. I think at that point he had 32 rentals, and his mentor was Walt Bob. That was, I think maybe a lot of you may have heard of. And at that point, I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to get into real estate and owning it so I can go out to the mailbox every day and get checks and come back in and sit in my pajamas and then go to the bank and deposit all this money. Well, I'm not there yet. I still have to do the lending job. That's the train pulling the rest of the engine, pulling the train. But in 2000, I bought my first 2 properties. There was a commercial broker that he was looking at a big commercial investment, and he needed to liquidate some of his other properties. So he had 3 in one neighborhood. I didn't like the one, so I bought 2 from him that I still own today. And part of it I looked at as investment for my children's future. I wanted at that point, I'm trying to prepare for my retirement as soon as possible, and I didn't want to spend money on their college. I wanted to invest for me. I paid for my college, I worked my way through school, paid for it, so I thought, if I buy these houses, I'll buy these 2 houses. My tenants can pay off the mortgages. When they graduate from college, I'll give a house to each one of them. They can use it to pay off their student loans, they can use it to keep as a rental income, they can move into it if they want, and they have a house, so that's my plan for them. So now that's what I sell to them as they can help them when they're vacant and they have to help me clean or they have to help me mow the yards or do something. Now this is going to be your house someday, so take care of it. Which is tough with children, but they're getting better as they're getting older with it. So that's one of the things that I've done. I also thought it's crazy with some of the agents that I work with that they don't, like, why doesn't everybody own real estate? I mean, so I think you should all get into it one way or another. Learning about it through helping buyers with leases, and that helps. I know we've talked about different commission rates, different things. When I list my properties, because I work in an office with 150 plus agents, I know when they see one that's at 10% and they go, oh man, this is going to be crazy. Well, I pay generally 20% or $250 as a minimum, I think, because it's a lot of gas money, especially at $4 a gallon driving around to show it. And I find that has helped me get them rented very quickly when I do that. Being in my line of work, it's a little bit easier for me than a normal person that's just owning a property to screen tenants. I can do credit checks, I can understand credit reports, I can check their employment and qualifying and kind of see if it makes sense. In our market now, I really think over the next 5 to 7 years, we're going to see continued growth with the rental market, because think how many people have had, you've all dealt with short sales, you've all dealt with foreclosures, different things through as the market has turned down. So there's a lot of people that really have maybe good jobs, they qualify well, the rest of their credit's pretty good, but they lost their house or they had a short sale and they can't buy for the next 2 to 4 years. Well, those are great tenants because they were owners and they want to be owners again. So they're great tenants to have out there. So I think that's something that's been good and what we'll see for the next at least 5 to 7 years. We're also seeing now the prices are still good, the interest rates are still low. So if you're looking at investing, it's a great time to buy something now while the rates are low and the prices are down, because we'll see those prices continue to increase. Then I look at I've done a lot of lease purchases as well. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, I've had probably 6 houses that I've purchased without ever seeing them. 3 of them worked out really well. I still own 2. One of them didn't work out well at all, but that's part of investing with that. I would recommend see your properties before you buy them overall. I did those on lease purchases where an agent came to me and said, I've got this buyer, we've been working with them for 4 months, they bought this home, their lender told us 2 days before closing that now they can't get approved. So I'd take a look at the loan, say, yeah, they should have known 4 months ago, there's no way they're getting approved. Unfortunately, they can't, it's gonna be 2 years before they can buy. So in those cases, I went, bought the house, leased it back to them, sold it to them, so in 2 to 3 years, they're out of purchase. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to do that as well. So if you have investors, they can find somebody that's had a short sale, had a foreclosure where they're in that 2 to 5 year time frame before they can buy again. They'll make great tenants, and you can turn around and have somebody that's going to purchase that home from them in that 2 to 5 year time period, and then you turn around and sell them another investment property.
I'm Mike Taylor with Red Door Real Estate and also Red Door Property Management. Speaking to kids, I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and of course they decided to get up, take turns getting up last night, kept me up till about 5 in the morning. So if I start babbling, I'm just tired and not crazy. Right? Don't have that crazy. My experience is maybe just a little bit different than these other guys up here. I, like Shannon, thought it would be a great idea to start a real estate company in 2007. I went the traditional route of residential real estate, and was just by myself for just a little bit as just a kind of a one-man shop. Added a couple agents, had a couple teams going, and about 2010 started getting all of these calls. I would answer my phone, hey, this is Mike. Oh, hey, I'm calling about the rental. It's like, and after about 500 of those calls, I thought, hey, maybe there's something here. So started dabbling in it, and had about 10 or 12 rentals. And I thought, wow, this sucks. This is a lot of work. My phone's ringing off the hook with crazy renters, and owners want to know what's going on. And I thought, man, this is a lot of work. And so I said, I've really either got to make a push for this or get rid of this, because this is just sucking all my time. So 2011, 2012, we made a push to kind of become a full-time property management company and separate entity. We made a separate entity, have a separate website, so really kind of run it as 2 separate businesses. That's kind of my story. I found that at that small level of rentals, for me, it didn't make sense. Again, I know you guys asked me here to